Hey Rollers, this is Josh. If you're a nerd like us, you should check out our Patreon. We have bonus QPR content like what Eek and Emberlyn are doing while the party continues their adventure, Solinar first getting into an Alarian gang, or how Boat got into the professional wrestling circuit. Thank you so much. We're only able to record QPR with the support of listeners like you. Check us out at patreon.com/goblinsgrowlers.
Okay, having not being able to see Gabe, but see Gabe's screen light up slightly with this like very quiet, tired giggle is very haunting and incredibly funny.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
So, Solinar had been fighting his way through the crowd while Koza flew overhead and was spotting things, and encountered Argent, who was managing to hold off a whole crew of folks, and then I guess got just distracted enough or tired enough that he got a sword right on through the chest, which not a whole lot Solinar can do about that. And then Koza was flying on ahead to find a spellcaster and located, I think, 3 or 4 separate folks simultaneously. And one of them was this like blue streak running through the crowd, being chased by, we presume, because the garb certainly matches the attitude, the Emperor of the Barosian Empire, because it's a dude on the back of a big black warhorse wearing a massive red, like, cloaked cape. And then Johannes and Alita managed to turn 2 pitchers into a door, because a door isn't a door unless it's ajar. And then they saw Moonsey briefly, picked up a couple of magic items, and as they stepped out of Moonsey's space, they found themselves back in the inn at the edge of town. And then Alita and Johannes were riding in on Barnaby and Snuffles toward the fray.
Johannes, as you and Alita ride into the city, you notice the closer you get, the more chaotic it is. It's loud, it's smelly, it's raucous, and you can see just fighting in the streets. You're not sure entirely who is on what side, as it's all just like one big roiling mass of blade hitting blade, armor clanking, screams, shouts.
Yeah, I'm keeping my head down, steering Snuffles away from as best as I can, like groups of people trying to find as close of a straight line as possible to get inside towards the castle where I know that my friends are. And as I'm riding, I'm checking over my shoulder, making sure that Alita's right behind me, doing stag riding things, like jumping over folks.
Alita is going to be able to take a little bit more of a direct route to keep up with you because she does have a stag that can leap over stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel pretty singularly focused on, like, I gotta get back to our friends. We don't know what's going on. The last thing we know, it was the end of a Kesha concert, and we woke up in an alternate dimension.
You woke up in a bathtub covered in glitter, wearing cowboy boots that were not your own.
Yeah, one cowboy boot that wasn't my own, and the other one, an empty foot.
An empty foot? You mean a naked foot?
Yeah, empty of the cloth of modesty.
We've all experienced an empty equipment slot on occasion.
So the two of you ride through this chaos, the sound getting louder, the smells getting stronger, the chaos just increasing like the opposite of a hurricane. The closer you get to the center, the more chaotic it is. It doesn't take you much time, though, before you're in front of the palace, which stands seemingly empty.
Yeah, I mean, during our ride there, I guess, like, I'm kind of, like, trying to keep my eyes out. I'm not a perceptive boy, so keep that in consideration. But I'm trying to keep my eyes out for, like, you know, any type of friends that we recognize. But as soon as we get to the castle, I mean, the goal is to get back into that throne room to make sure the friends are okay. So I'm just riding. If there's a, you know, classic castle gate open where a horse could easily pass through, and in fact seems diminutive in its gately stature, and then in through the hall. I'm just trying to get to the where we last were, which I think was the throne room before we.
You are correct, and you are able to ride through. To be honest, the way that the palace is, if you were so inclined, you could ride Snuffles up the stairs and into the palace itself.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but I'm definitely thinking about it for funsies. Like, just the cool points that would be that.
Are you sure you're not riding Snuffles into the palace?
Oh, yeah, I mean into the palace, just not upstairs.
Well, you need the stairs to get into the palace.
Oh, then I'm doing that.
Okay.
I'm doing it exactly. I'm thinking about it because I'm doing it.
So, the clack of her pretty enormous hooves onto the beautiful marble steps of the palace leave this sort of cracking noise as she sort of slides in on the perfectly polished floors. Alita not far behind you. And you are able to see that there are a few people still in the palace wearing the garb of Alarian soldiers.
Yeah, I guess, you know, since we're in the throne room and I'm there's no sign of my friends and there's no sign of anything that I could investigate.
I mean, you see that there are Alarian soldiers, which are your allies. If you go deeper into the throne room, you are going to find Leandros. But other than that, you will not find your traveling companions.
Okay. So, I mean, that would have been my next, like, not seeing anybody. I would have been like, excuse me, soldier. I would look at the crest and be like, from, what's a place?
Davenport?
Davenport. Excuse me, Davenport, Davin lad.
That's our sports team, sir.
Yeah, I know. I was referring to you colloquially because I'm a noble. It's one of my few traits that I'm good at. Who's your commanding officer?
Lord Leandros, sir.
Oh my god, that guy is so delightful. Where is he at?
He's in the throne room, sir.
Well, okay, right where I'm going. Great news. Okay, come on, Alita. Thank you.
Alita's going to nod and follow behind.
Davin, thanks.
Davin, thanks. So you're going to ride in and you'll see Leandros stooping over a kind of shoddily, hastily constructed table. It looks a little bit like it was just kind of like put together, like they took a couple jars and like found a big plank of wood and plopped it on top of it. And across there is a map with several what appears to be chess pieces on it. He looks up. Hello, my friends. I was wondering when you would show up.
Well, wonder no more, for we have wandered in here. Hi, Leandros. Quick aside. Have you seen a man about this tall who wears a black cloak whose name is Solnar, who you've met multiple times, but who sometimes just disappears into nothing? And then a man about this tall, he's got questioning a lot of things right now, but he's got a staff that looks very fungally, and you've also met him lots of times. His name's Koza.
I have seen your other companions. Yes, they charged into the center of the city. I believe they were looking for rain.
Okay, good to know. We've got a lead, and good thing that they're okay.
Last I saw, yes, but please keep your wits about you. People are falling very quickly out there.
You hear that, Alita? Keep my wits about me.
Oh, gods.
Leandros, now that we know that our friends are okay, which was my number one priority, what do you think, how are things going? How can we help?
We don't know the terrain as well as the enemy does. They are taking us out, even though we are doing a good job at pushing forward. I would say at the moment, despite the fact that we've claimed the palace, that this is a bit of a stalemate. At least so far. I am hoping that this aids you in your quest.
The battle?
Yes.
Okay.
The armies marched forward to assist you.
Okay. But not to prevent a foreign entity from invading. This is, I guess, multi-pronged. Multi-pronged, probably lots of...
It can be more than one thing.
Yeah, why would it not be? How can we help? What's going on right now that would be helpful for us to...
If you can take out any of the Barosian knights, that could be helpful. If you can find a way to make the Emperor surrender, that would be helpful. If you can get the metallic dragons so that they can fly to our aid, that would be helpful.
Okay, all the above. How? Where are the Barosian knights? Do you have them on the map?
Yes, they are all of the red pieces.
Oh my god, there's so many red pieces.
I've been trying to keep track of where the key players are, but I've only really been able to suss out battalions.
Okay. Well, it looks like, I'm looking at these pieces here, if this one is Rayne, which I can of course see because it looks magical. It's a bishop. It's a queen. Wait. If this one's Rayne, then that means that our party's going into this area. Look at all the red pieces.
Yes, that is my concern.
Alita, I think we gotta go and find Solinar and Koza and help them out. Either that or we try to grab the crown. Wait, the crown. I use locate object.
The crown is still in the palace.
Haha.
Okay, so it's in the castle. Is it moving?
It doesn't appear to be.
Okay, I'm gonna. Here's my thought, Alita. I just thought. First off, we should go grab this. We should go grab the crown because we're here and it's here. It's in the castle.
Okay.
I can feel it in my bones. And then we should go and meet up with the party and try to do the thing.
Okay, so get the crown, find Solinar and Koza.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my thought. What do you think?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Okay, let's do it.
Good luck, my friends.
And to you too, Leandros.
As you all are having this conversation, you hear an inhuman screech from outside and this awful burning sound.
That doesn't seem good.
It does not seem good.
Is it from outside, like the throne room, inside the castle?
It's outside the castle.
Outside the castle. Is there windows?
There are windows.
Portcullises?
Yes. You are
Okay.
going to be they're actually very large glass windows.
Oh.
You're going to be able to go and look, and you see that a dragon has joined the fight. A red dragon. There is a darkening in the sky on the horizon. One that you are able to tell is several things, all winged and all large. And that is going to be when we move over to you, Koza and Solinar. Koza, last you saw was the bolt of blue being chased by what you assumed was the Emperor. You had the flash of white that was fighting in the fray, and you had an explosion a little bit off to the side. But you also are going to hear that sound, and the sound of fire breath. And you are going to also see, with your special bird eyes, what looms on the horizon.
And we're like, okay, I'm trying in the crown. Like, at this point, I would have realized like the crown's not on the thing.
You realize that it is not on the head of the guy actively in war. No.
Okay. Do I see Rayne in the vicinity? Like,
You saw everything I described.
I'm gonna go check out this blue. I want to look at some blue.
You're going to fly in the direction that the blue is running. And as you fly lower and get closer to it, you are able to see that it is a woman in silver armor with a blue, what appears to be battle dress coming out of the bottom side of it. Though her hair is pinned up, you recognize her. It's Raynes in a combative armor outfit you've never seen her in before. Used to, despite her status as a knight, seeing her only in silk and finery. But there she stands, holding a staff and absolutely booking it, apparently for her life, as she is being chased down by the Emperor on his big warhorse.
Is she making it away? I don't think it does sound like...
I mean, she's not going to be faster than a horse. It is gaining on her.
I am going to fly down and transform into boy mode.
Boy mode! Boy mode.
And start running alongside Rain.
Rain is gonna kind of like give you a sign. What are you doing here?
Do you need well, we are looking for you, because we could use your help.
I'm a little busy, and she's going to push, like she's going to shove you to the side and duck to the other side as the lance that the Emperor is currently holding spears through where you both were as his horse makes a swift pass through and begins hooking around.
Would you like to get out of here very quickly?
Very much so.
Okay, well then, and I here, eat this real quick, and I like give her some spores.
Are you serious?
Yes.
She looks at the Emperor, looks at you. Okay, and just slams them down. And what does this do?
She turns into gaseous form.
As the Emperor rides through, his lance only hits the mist that Raynes has become. And he lets out this guttural scream and then turns his horse to you.
Yeah, but what if he didn't turn his horse towards me?
Yeah, that would be wonderful for you, but unfortunately, he's not really in the mood for talking. So I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw immediately.
A 17.
A 17? Let me check.
Gotta look at my big table of if you're going to die.
His lance is going to spear through where you once were, but you are able to duck down, hitting the ground with your shoulder and rolling in a way that would make Solinar very proud. And get back on your feet, holding your staff.
Yeah, so I'm back on my feet. I got my staff, and this time I'm going to reach into my pocket, and I'm going to pull out a puffball mushroom, and I'm going to slam it on the ground as I cast Confusion. The point I'm choosing is the point through which the Barosian Emperor is traveling.
You're sitting here doing some like abacus mathematics, like, all right, he's gonna be here, and you take your spores and fling them like a hacky sack into the face of the Emperor. They're going to hit with a foof, and his horse is going to rear back and land back down as he kind of blinks and looks around.
The Emperor uses its actions to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there is no creature within its reach, the creature does, or I guess in this case, the Emperor does nothing this turn.
All right, well, the Emperor's doing nothing this turn because the chase has led him far enough away from the rest of his army that he's not going to start swinging. But what was once a gaseous cloud next to you now stands yet again the elegant form of the Knight of Alaria, Raynes. That was quick thinking.
Thanks. We should probably go, though. Quickly, now.
She is going to turn and run, heading towards a building that she is going to attempt to scale.
Okay. I'm going to follow up that building. And I'm still maintaining concentration on this confusion. So if the Emperor tries to do another thing, whatever its next turn will be, it'll need to do it.
So, in the time that he's dazed, the two of you are going to be able to scale this 2-story shop.
I think like we kind of duck out of sight, like on the other side of the roof line.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you probably need to get filled in real quick. And so what happened is our friends got they disappeared. We were in the castle and they disappeared, and we were kind of hoping that maybe you could help us find them.
Okay, I'm a little preoccupied, but I do owe you one for that, so what do you need?
I'm gonna look around. Do I see Solinar?
You're going to see, if you peek over the roof line, you're going to see a noticeable black cloak in the middle of skirmish.
I am gonna peek over and try to like wave my hands to get his attention.
All right, I'm going to need Solinar to roll a perception check.
So, I was gonna ask, you were talking about the Emperor is like out of the fray proper, which I was like, wait, does that mean I'm not in the fray proper since I was following Koza in bird form? But it sounds like I am in the fray proper still.
Yeah, Koza lapped you.
Okay.
You're following him, but you're not catching up.
Right. Well, I know he's moving. He's going to move faster as a bird than I am cleaving through people. Yeah. This makes perfect sense to me. There's a point where Koza descends and goes boy form. I feel like I probably would have an idea of roughly where that is.
Yes.
Okay, so Solinar would be headed toward that point as he's skirmishing his way through the battlefield. And then probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll roll perception, because there's a point where Koza is escaping the skirmish and climbing a building, and Solinar probably can't see that over the heads of the people around him trying to kill him. And Solinar continues to not see that.
Yeah.
All right, he seems distracted. Do you need us to help him?
Oh, is there any way you could get him out of there? What would be a good way to? We should probably figure out a way to help him.
She's going to stand up, kind of crack her neck and roll her shoulders. Can you keep the Emperor off me?
Oh, yeah, I probably have another minute.
Wonderful. She's going to hold up her arms and close her eyes, and you feel the wind begin to pick up around you. An enormous roiling thundercloud begins to come over the sky, blocking out even the dragons on the horizon. You can hear rumbling. And as one of the soldiers lifts his arm and his sword to cleave down on Solinar, he is promptly electrocuted by a lightning strike from the sky. Rain begins to fall over the skirmish at large.
Oh no, catch her.
All right, that should help a little bit. Solinar, you are going to see rain. The person, not the atmospheric effect.
Waka waka.
Oh,
waka.
okay. Solinar sees Rain, recalls that Raynes, who we're looking for in the first place, starts working his way over toward that building, trying to parry off attacks, swinging on Barosian soldiers that approach him. I think at one point there's a couple of guys that are in his way, and he lifts a hand towards them, and he's like, "I do not have time for this," and rotates the hand on his wrist, and 3 bolts of fire fly out and slam into the 2 soldiers, at which point he sprints past just quickly as one of them is staggering back from the fire, just quickly, like his hand with a dagger of warning darts out and just stabs him right in the chest as he's running.
Well, all right.
And then he too goes to scale the 2-story building.
Okay.
And as he gets to the base of it and starts scaling, he gets his pants leg grabbed and he falls onto his back on the street below.
You rolled a 1,
Because
didn't
I just
you?
nat 1 that acrobatics check.
I was gonna be like, I mean, there's no reason for you to roll for something so simple, but oh my god. So the wind has been knocked out of you as you lay flat on your back in an increasingly muddy... Oh god, you guys are in the city, so you fell back on a cobblestone. Koza, can you do anything to help him out?
Well, I'm just trying to maintain my confusion on the Emperor.
Which I believe it is now long enough that he's going to need to make another check. Nope, that is a failure. There is no way it's not.
Okay, that means this time... Oh, he's gonna try to attack another person again.
Well, there's no one near him.
I love the idea of there's just some Barosian soldier that's like, Your Highness, is something... Bleh.
That's probably going to happen next turn because he is just kind of standing there for like 10 seconds.
Just staring vacantly into space.
He's staring into the rain like when turkeys get caught out in a storm.
Oh, yeah.
Rayne is going to jump down. The small cylinder in her hand expanding into a full staff that she's going to begin swinging at the soldiers to give Solinar time to get back up.
Hey, Rayne. Great to see you.
Talk later. Building climb now.
As Rayne is making space, Solinar does a quick no touching sweep on the soldiers that have started to gather closer, and then does a jump backwards, spins 180, attaches to the wall, and just starts like essentially launching himself up the side of the wall from windowsill to crenellation to whatever other fancy architectural terms there are for decorative pieces on a 2-story building.
I won't lie to you, I thought you were going to say skittering. Like,
skittering like a Spider-Man.
Like, I just was imagining Cylinder just like trying to get up, and for some reason it was very funny to me.
He attaches his pedipalps to the wall and just begins scuttling his way up it.
Gross. You are going to get back up next to Koza, who is furrowed in concentration.
Hello. I guess, you probably let this go now. Or do you think I should keep it?
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I'd hang on to the staff. Like, it seems like it would do us some good.
Oh, yeah, and I release the spell on the Emperor.
He is going to let out this battle cry again and begin searching for you guys. He proceeds to see you on the top of the building, and he points his lance and begins to shout for his troops to get up there.
We should go.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Rayne. All right, Rayne. So, Johannes and Alita were magically abducted by the Emperor's sister because she wanted us to endorse her taking the throne. And we were like, we don't know enough about politics to make that make sense, so we're not going to do that. And she was like, well, then I'll do what I have to do. And she vanished. It was like a big flash of light. And we don't know enough about magic to know what's happening or where they went or how to find them. And we need them because she has the crown.
Okay, she has the crown. That's the biggest thing I got from that. Johannes and Alita are probably fine. They're probably stashed away as hostages in a cell or a room or a pocket dimension. More likely like a room or a cell or something.
Okay, but if she disappeared herself to a room or a cell or a pocket dimension...
Describe the flash of light.
Right. Blinding.
Whitish in color?
White. I think it was whitish in color. I don't know. Like, I was seeing spots afterwards.
That sounds like it's probably a pretty flashy teleportation spell. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, what? My point
That was
being,
a dramatic exit is what that was.
Sure. I still don't know how to locate her from that. I know some teleportation magic is like 20 feet. Some teleportation magic is like the whole continent.
Can we have a conversation about this when we do not have soldiers that are like literally bearing down on the place we're hiding right now?
Well, if you'd like to go to the place where it happened and see if you can find anything, I would be happy to take you there. And Solinar puts one hand out over the edge of the building and goes, I thought I told you guys no touching.
Despite the rain, your fire is effective in peeling some of the soldiers off from the climb.
Why would Rain try to stop them?
I am getting short on my ability to keep doing things like that.
All right, so what's our plan? How do we get out of here?
The palace. We're headed to the palace.
That seems wise to you?
That's where they were abducted. If you're going to find signs of where they went, that's going to be the place.
Sounds like a plan. All right, how can we get there? We have to cut through the entire horde.
This might be a little obvious, but what if we went around?
Well, let's see if we can do it. Well, we have everybody chasing us.
Well, we're already on top of the roof, so, let's start running now?
Wait.
All right, don't slip.
The party has been through a significant portion of Venturion's sewer system.
It has.
Is there, near us, access to that sewer system?
Roll perception.
Roll storm drain engineering.
You're looking around, but you're not going to be able to find any manhole covers around through the chaos and fighting and storm.
We might be able to cut under the chaos if we can find a sewer entrance, but I cannot remember where any of those are.
Can I take a after he mentions that? Can I give it the old 2 eyes?
Yeah, absolutes.
The old 4 eyes are better than 2.
Following the water and how it's collecting and spilling out, you're going to be able to find one of the manhole covers.
Real quick, because we're talking stormwater facts.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And it was raining, which is great news. Because if this city was properly engineered, no guarantees, but we are talking, I don't know, most likely.
Sewer facts with
Yeah.
the lawn.
We got great news about that rain, which is that it is designed, no matter where it hits in the city, to find water evacuation spots, right? Because if you leave the rain in the street and it freezes, which we're in northern climates, so they're probably figured this out, then it will destroy their roads very quickly. And so that's very expensive. So instead, what you do is what the Romans figured out. You build a gravity stormwater system. And what that means is that the center of your roads is a little bit elevated. So that way the water runs off to the sides of the roads, and then they have little channels that those go to. And then they will find stormwater evacuation points, which brings them into the stormwater piping system. So if it's raining, you're just looking at the sides of the roads and seeing which direction the water's running on the side. And it's going to bring you to a stormwater egress where you can go.
So me saying that he followed the water was actually accurate?
Not only was it it was accurate up until the point where you said the
manhole cover bit?
Yeah, I mean, unless so we're in the state of Virginia and a lot of stuff on the East Coast, which is combined sewer overflow systems, CSOs. Good fun. What that means is that if stormwater becomes too high, it actually overflows into our wastewater pipes and vice versa in a weird way. But usually that is the direction that it goes in. And the reason it does that is so it doesn't destroy the critical infrastructure that because of hydraulic capacity that the stormwater pipes are designed for. So if it is too much water for the stormwater system to manage and it would otherwise destroy the pipes, it actually starts tripping a overflow thing that pushes it into the wastewater pipes. Why is that a bad thing here in Richmond and almost all of the eastern seaboard of the United States? It is because then there's too much wastewater, right? Because the stormwater is mixing into that, the hydraulic capacity is going up. It's too much for the wastewater treatment plants to treat fast enough. And that's actually the most expensive piece of infrastructure we have on all of any of our underground trenchless infrastructure, our underground. What happens then is that it trips overflows and then it usually spills into any type of body of water that is nearby. So here in Richmond, Virginia, that's the James River. That's why after it rains really heavily, you see increases in pink eye from people who are swimming in the river because we have tripped our CSOs, combined sewer overflow systems, and then some of the untreated wastewater is getting out because it can't hit the wastewater treatment plant. Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I used to be the friend who was telling all my friends about Pittsburgh or Richmond's CSO system and how
Yeah.
it works in the big
Yeah.
like storm sewage like storage building. But now I get to see you being that person.
I
It makes
know.
me
All of
so
our
happy.
listeners who aren't Richmond local are like, why do I know so much about this city's infrastructure that I don't live in?
Again, important to know that this is the CSOs are almost the entire eastern seaboard of the United States. So it's a good thing to know just like in any city that you live in. The other thing too is we're starting to get to the point where some pilot projects are happening where they're actually separating the two sewer systems by drilling like the coolest freaking like underground drills. They're massive, and they just like drill this whole new sewer system, and then they do what's called slip lining, where they have these like precast concrete piping that they can just kind of like pressurize, put into place like sectionally, and build a pipe out behind the drill. It's really crazy stuff.
I don't know, Alon. I was pretty keen on everything up to that point, but that last bit sounds pretty boring.
Dude, it is legit. When you see these things like drilling through the ground, I'll show you a video of them. It is absolutely insane.
Okay, and that's very exciting. Guys, are you going into the sewers?
Also, one last thing: if you look on Google Maps and you look let's see what's nearby. It's like just near the bottom, like in the river. There's an island, and it looks like a giant like concrete thing in the shape. It's just like a big long concrete building that's actually a giant storage tank for a mixed up stormwater and sewage. Anyway, so that was my last little thing.
All right, how are you guys going to do it without getting soldiers attacking you?
Okay, well, I was thinking basically we drop down on the other side of the block so that they either have to come over the building or go around the block. And I imagine a lot of them are in very heavy armor and maybe aren't super good at climbing, so we have a little more time that way.
Okay.
That's my logic. Do I see?
You're going to see the place where the water is dumping out.
Okay, I'm pulling up that manhole cover. I'm going sloop into that hole.
You are going to be able to duck real low and quietly and slip into the sewers despite the loud noise that moving the cover is going to do is going to be completely drowned out by the chaos around you. You're going to be able to slip under cover of storm and sneak into the sewers. Solinar, go ahead and roll for me as well.
Yeah, I rolled.
Slooping into that sewer.
I only rolled a 6, which is an 18 for me as well.
All right. The three of you are going to be able to slip into the sewers. Rayne carefully pulling back the cover to hide your escape.
There's no way that they've got guards in the sewers right now, which means we can go direct to whatever gate system they've got to keep the rest of the city's sewers out of the palace and go into the palace from underneath. The one thing is, Rayne, do you have a way of sending a message to either Johannes or Alita to let them know that we're coming for them? Because you know how it is with magic stuff. Sometimes people break themselves out.
Unfortunately, I don't. We're just going to have to go there and hope for the best.
All right.
And now, the three of you head through the comparably quiet sewers towards the palace to save your friends. Johannes and Alita are going to begin scouring the palace for the crown. Outside, the storm that Rayne cast is beating down on the soldiers that fight. You can hear the roar of the red dragon. Rain or not, its fire breath is destroying waves of Ilarian soldiers. The sky is darkening not just because of the storm, but because of the oncoming dragons. You know what you have to do, and you know it has to be fast.
Quid Pro Roll is a co-production of Alpha Comics and Games with Goblins and Growlers. Our audio production and all original music composition is provided by Gabriel Perez. He can be found at Amethyst Audiomancer on Instagram. The voice of Alita and our DM for the podcast is Alex Smith. She can be found at Alpha Comic Games on Twitter. The voice of Charles Gravyboat Barnes is Brandon Dingus. He can be found at Way of Brandalore on Twitter. The voice of Eek and Koza are Chapman Adams. He can be found at What Are Birds on Instagram. The voice of Johannes is Alan. He can be found at The Dungeon Meowster on Instagram. And finally, the voice of Solinar is me, Josh Maltby, and I can be found at BlackCloakDM on Twitter. Thanks so much for listening.
Oh my god. Okay. Ow. Hold on one sec, you guys.
Claw. The claw. The claw decides who shall go and who shall stay.
Okay.